Hi guys, so here's another one of my Salon redesigns. This is a black and blue redesign. So these are the nails I did on a previous video using strength and design powders, and this is 3 weeks of growth. And this is what we're going to end up with. So coming into the video, I've used my e-file to file off all the other design, prepped and primed the nails, so I'm all ready to go in with my acrylic now. So I'm starting off, I'm going to have a smile line on one finger, so I'm going to start off with that because I want it to be able to set so that I can file it in. So taking a bit of liquid out of the bead, and then I'm placing in the centre of the nail, and then I'm using my brush just to create that nice crisp smile line. So you want to create a nice wall with this acrylic so that when you put any colours up next to it and file through, it will come through as a nice crisp line. I'll list every product I've used in this in the description of the video. I did this last week and I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'm voicing this over and then I'll pop it in below. So then come in with the second bead, blending forward, and then I'm coming in with a bead of my crystal glass, starting at the cuticle area and then blending forward, and this one I'm then creating that apex. Then again, go back to the pinky and do the designs. So coming in with this bright blue, after I've put a clear base down on all my nails. So now coming in with this bright blue, and I'm using it as a design powder. So placing a bead on, making sure it's nice and flush with the cuticles, and then almost painting it on the nail, just patting and pulling it down to get a nice coverage. As you can see, you don't need much to get a nice solid cover there. And then using a bead of clear acrylic and picking up some of the Crystal Seas glitter, placing it at the tip and then coming up towards the cuticle area, patting it nice and flat. Gonna let that set because these were pinched previously. There's no need to pinch today, so I'm just gonna let that one set and I'll cap them all at the same time. Starting off with my cover pink cuticle area, pulling down, and then coming in with that same glitter from the tip and blending up a little. Then getting some of my Medusa Chameleon flakes and then placing them just above the glitter and up towards that cuticle area. And now this final nail, I'm doing a black from the cuticle down, and then getting some of those chameleon flakes and just tapping that into the wet layer of that black. And now I'm going back to the beginning and I'm capping in my crystal glass. So starting at the cuticle area, blending nicely towards that cuticle area, and then using the belly of my brush just to pat that can't get my tongue in, to pat my acrylic down and create that apex and shape of the nail, making sure all the acrylic goes matte so I know that it's all been encapsulated. And then doing the same, starting at the cuticle area, thinking about where I want my apex to be, and then bringing the rest of the acrylic down that nail. Any excess, just using my brush to just swipe that off the end. And then the final one, just capping that. Once again, making sure those chameleon flakes have all gone matte so I know they've all been encapsulated. I'm going to come back to that smile line, using my file, keeping my file nice and straight and pushing against that acrylic, and then filing that way and then brushing off any excess. As you can see, it's created a nice wall there. Now I'm coming in with a little bit of that blue, putting in the centre up towards the wings, and then using my wet brush just dabbing on a little bit of that glitter where I feel like it. And then capping that in crystal glass. And on the thumb, just putting on that clear base. And coming in with the black, cuticle area, and pulling down. Make sure when you're working on the nails, you're always tilting them down so any acrylic is running towards the tip, not towards the cuticle area. And then coming in with that Crystal Seas glitter, placing at the tip and pulling up. As you can see, this glitter looks so different depending on the base colour, really brings out the blue. And then when that's set in place, capping that nail in crystal glass. And then when I'm happy with it, getting onto my filing. So sidewall, free edge, around the cuticle area, nice and gently, and then doing the body of the nail. Making sure you're moving around a lot, never focusing too much on one spot, thinking of the nail as a whole. And the better you get with your application, the easier it is to file. I'm sorry I didn't put my phone on silent, so I just got an email and I had to share it with you. When that's all done, I'm just using a little bit of Polybond, using a wax crayon to pick up SS3, SS5 and SS7, Swarovski crystal in crystal AB, and then picking up one of my teardrop Swarovskis. Let that set while I'm applying my top coat, which is my CJP LED top gloss. And then we're coming to the one with the crystals, making sure you butt up against but don't go over the crystals. So just taking my time to go slowly in between each one, but not brushing over those crystals, because that can dull the shine a little bit. Just going to double top coat that, just to make sure they're nice and secure. And when I've given that a minute or two to cool down out of the lamp, just popping a bit of cuticle oil on there. So there you go. That's my black and blue quick salon redesign. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Any questions or comments, pop them below, and any requests, pop that below too. So thanks for tuning in. Bye!